Today. I'm Sophia with Garden State Film Festival. It is the 21st anniversary, over 230 films from around the world from March 23rd to March 26th. You can catch any of these films. And we are here talking about the short film La Mugre. Here to talk to us about it is the writer, director, and producer of the film, Gabriella Varley. Gabriella, first off, thank you for joining me and congratulations on making the film and getting accepted.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here.
I'm really happy to be interviewing you because the film, I was telling her a little bit before we started, is a beautiful piece of art. And I say piece of art because it's just, you could listen to it in silence and still get the message. It's powerful. It's beautiful. I'm really excited to talk to you about it. But before we get into it, can you tell everyone a little bit about yourself and about La Mugre?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Gabriela Varli. I am from Miami, Florida. I am a sweet summer child. I can't take the cold. So I went to school in Miami and then I moved to Los Angeles to pursue a film career. And the move from palm trees to palm trees has made all of the difference. And I am working in the film industry, currently in TV. And yeah, just looking to make more art and find things that I resonate with and hopefully can bring to audiences and they can also enjoy um, the stories that I have in my head.
Oh, I love it. Moving from palm trees to palm trees made a difference. That's inspiring. I hope I go to palm trees one day. But when it comes to La Mugre, I mean, obviously you have such an extensive career in film because, as I said, like this is just such a wonderful piece of art, and the elements are all so powerful. So I really want to talk to you about your inspiration for making this short film.
Yeah, I was really looking for this is going to sound very commercial, but I was looking for a sample of my work because I want to be a director, and the thing that you have to do is you have to direct. So I was looking to make something that represented me and the things that I like to watch and the things that I would like to make for the screen. And I'm just not the kind of person who ever wanted to make, kind of two people sitting on a couch, which unfortunately is the budget level of thing that I can make, two people sitting on a couch. So when I sat down to think, okay, I have a couple bucks stashed away to make this movie, let me make something that I truly think is what I want to be out there. And the first thing that came to mind I just thought of the themes of like a feud and a long-standing rivalry and how it can fester. And I thought about how that would, I don't know, those themes are just what I was sitting with. And then I thought visually, what would I want to see? And I thought, well, just like a room that's completely covered in slime and is just disgusting and dirt. And like all of the disgust in the shot represents what's going on internally when you're having this kind of a feud with someone, especially someone you used to care about. And I was like, well, there has to be that. And I quickly wrote a script that went along with those themes and those images that I had in my head. And I quickly was like, well, I can't shoot this in an apartment. Like, I don't, how am I going to do it? And then I had to get a little bit creative with some of the producing of it all. And I reached out to my alma mater because I know they have studio space. And I was like, I have to build flats for this. I have to have, the set has to be completely destroyed. I can't do this in a practical location. So I was like, all right, I have to build flats. I need studio space. I reached out to my old school and they were very willing to have me. And over the Christmas break, when there were no students, I built my set and destroyed it in like 3 days. And it all came together. And I'm really happy that I got to make it with a lot of friends, a lot of family. Yeah, it was a very, very magical experience.
Oh my gosh, so many things that you mentioned that I have in my questions. And the first I want to ask you about is the set because it was just I was like, how did she make this? Like the filth and all the branches, it's so gorgeous. So can you talk to me about building that set and how long that took?
Absolutely. So before I live in Los Angeles, but my family lives in Miami, and that's where I was going to film it at the University of Miami. So I had dispatched my family members for help. My mom really likes. I sent her like a lookbook of all the furniture and all the things that I wanted to be there, and she would just for months would just like whenever she would drive and she'd see like a little like a just like a garage sale, and they had a piece that she thought fit the kind of aesthetic that I was looking for. She would snag it and keep it at home. And then I sent my dad building plans for flats, and he's an engineer, so he immediately made them better. And when I got there, we bought the wood and we made the flats together, and then we assembled it all in the at the studio. And my mom was my my set deck team, and she like we basically just drilled holes all over the flats, and then put literal branches through them, and then we would have grips and PAs and everybody just kind of push them in a little bit and film that so that you could get the effect that the branches and everything were growing. And we had three different stages of filming. We had the clean stage, so where there are no branches, and that's what we see in the TV screen. And then we had another day where we had level 1 destruction, which was just like light branches. And then we had level 3 destruction, or 2 or 3, I don't know. And we just kept piling on and kept adding more and more dust. And the slime was just gelatin. A lot of the dirt was actual dirt that I got, but some of the dirt was actually instant coffee mixed with a little bit of water, and that really got some of the like really runny stuff around the sink and the bathroom. It smelled really nice, the set. It smelled like coffee, but it looks hideous.
Gosh, wow, that is so amazing and creative, and, like, I love how over the span of days, it kinda got filthier and filthier. That's so awesome. So, how did you get your family involved on this? The entire crew and cast were people that were so close to you. Was that the best part of the process? Was that a challenging part of the process? Because it sounds like it could go either way. Tell me
It,
about that.
it was definitely it was challenging at points, but it was very, very helpful. My family immediately came in and they swooped in and were like heroes. Everyone helped out. Even my sister gave me tips on how to. She's in the animal world and was a zookeeper, so I was like, "How do I get snails?" And she was like, "This is where you can find them. This is where you
So
can,
that was a real slug that we see or snail
Yes,
in on the
yes,
oh my
yes,
gosh.
ethically caught and ethically put right back where I found them."
That is brilliant. Wow. Oh my gosh. So have they ever done films so your sister is a zookeeper?
Yeah, she was a zookeeper. Yeah.
That's what an amazing job. So unique.
Yeah.
Have any of them been in the film world before, or was this the first time they worked with film?
It was definitely their first time officially. But they've been, around my shenanigans for
Wow.
since college. So,
Oh
they're no
god.
strangers to me forcing them to help on a set.
Okay, well, they all did amazing. Shout out to each and every one of them, but most especially your cast. Those were 2 different people? Or they're twins?
Yeah, so no, it was one person,
Oh.
on screen, but the voice acting is actually a different person.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so our actor that you see on screen is Gilberto, and our voice actor is Jorge Villalon. And Jorge Villalon and Gilberto are both really long-standing friends of the family. I think my mom told me the story of how we met Jorge Villalon. I was a baby and we were sitting next to him on the plane. And as a baby, I was trying to steal his peanuts. And he's been a friend of the family for so long. And so when I was looking to cast the movie, I was looking everywhere, and I was like, "Well, mom, what about your friends? Like, they're very, very helpful people. They're very nice." And I was like, "Would they be interested?" And some of them were, and they auditioned. And Gilberto, I thought, who's also been a really long-standing friend of the family, Gilberto had just the most perfect expression.
Mhm,
And I was like, I can't believe he's never acted before because he did,
right.
I thought, a fantastic job.
I completely
And
agree.
yeah, and the two of them were able to really bring, I thought, the character to life. And I was so pleased with how the two of them did.
Oh, me too. And I mean, what was it like directing him in this piece? Because as you said, there was a voiceover, so so much of it relied on his emotions and his reactions. So, what was that like directing this?
It was actually a lot easier than you'd think. It was because we didn't have any on-set audio, other than to capture some wild sounds if we needed them. I was able to be shouting things. So I was like, okay, now go to your knees and like now this is what you're feeling. And so I was able to like live give him what he should be doing and what he should be like the emotions that he should be portraying. It was a very um it was so interesting to be able to give him the notes live because I was
Mhm,
getting emotional, and to get him to get emotional, like I would go harder, and I'd see
mhm.
exactly everything that I would tell him, how he would take it in and how he would express it. And it was a really was a really interesting process. The same is true with a lot of the camera moves. There were a lot of really slow, sweeping kind of pans that we had. And there was just one scene where we just weren't getting the timing right. And the way that I was like, okay, well, how do I get everyone that's involved in moving the camera, how do we get it to move in the way that it should be moving? And the answer was, thankfully, because we weren't doing any sound, was I just brought out a phone speaker and just played a piece of music, and instantly, everybody was on the same page and everyone was able
Oh, wow.
to feel the choreography, as it were.
Oh, that is so interesting and beautiful. So when it came to like the acting that we see and your directing and the camera movement, was that written on the page or was that something that you were flowing with in the moment?
No, yeah, the script had, all of the script had everything, but it didn't, to get the like emotion right. I
Right.
definitely heavily relied on the music because I think it's difficult for to really. I mean, I had an amazing cast and crew, and everyone was really on board with the vision. But to get them to feel the sentiment, it
Mhm.
was the music really helped. I had a playlist of all kind of music that I was using as kind of comps for like the mood and the feel. And anytime we weren't rolling, I would be just be playing that music, and it was all like classical things, and everyone was in the world. We were very steeped in what the La Mugre sound was.
Wow, absolutely. I mean, just talking to you and obviously seeing the film, I could tell that you have such an artistic mind and such a film mind where all of these elements are so important, the music, the visuals, the acting, and so that you can listen to this and in silence and the message is still so clear. So I really want to ask you two questions. What are you hoping audiences get from this film? That'll be my first one, and I'll ask the next. I'll ask it after this one.
I hope that they take a look at their own personal lives and relationships, and that they see if there's anything that someone that they've been meaning to talk to and they haven't because they have some sort of feud or an issue with somebody. I hope that they this helps them examine that relationship, not necessarily like reach out because everyone's situations are different, but just examine what it is to hold something heavy inside of you.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, yep. And it does that. I definitely was reflecting and thinking as well. And my second question for you is what makes a great film to you?
Oh, for me, it's very, very easy. What makes a great film is if it makes me cry. I have a very a very easy threshold for crying, and if a good sentence, a good commercial, a good anything will get me there, and if to
Oof.
me, movies and entertainment, it's all about catharsis and it's all about emotion. So if a movie got me to a point where I'm crying or I'm laughing or I'm scared, it did its job. And to me,
Oh
that
my
means
god.
it's a good movie.
Totally agree. I also have a very small threshold for crying. I'm a water sign through and through, so I'm just always crying. I love that answer. So my last question for you is how you heard about Garden State Film Festival. I know you were born in Miami and now you're in LA. So how did you hear about this festival in New Jersey?
Actually, a friend of mine from college is actually affiliated with the film festival. I believe her mother is the founder.
Will
So I had
Raver.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we know Will.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
awesome.
I had posted, I think, on my Instagram, we're still friends on social media from college. I had posted that I had, about the film, and she was like, "You should post. You should enter into the Garden State Film Festival." And I was like, "All right, I will." I'm glad I did.
Oh my gosh, amazing. And you're gonna make it this year, right?
I am. I'm very excited. It'll be my first time.
Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, let me ask one more question actually, because you're so amazing, and I would love to personally hear your advice for other filmmakers out there, other directors and artists. Uh, what have you learned about film that you can pass on to younger generations?
I think it's just the hardest part is starting. The hardest part is just getting the nerve to do it. I don't think you have to worry about the budget. I don't think you have to worry about who's going to help you. I think if you have an idea and even the smallest way of making it happen, even if it's just on your cell phone, do it because inevitably you're going to learn something from that process. So if you have something that you want out in the world, make it even if it's just for you.
Oh, I love it. Gabby, it has been such a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you again to you and your family and everyone close to you who put together La Mugre. It's such a gorgeous film. So excited for audiences at Garden State Film Festival to see it. Let me tell everyone how they can watch it. It will be screening Saturday, March 25th. 6 to 8 p.m. in Asbury Lanes. So definitely check this film out. Meet Gabby. Thank you again. Everyone, definitely get your tickets at www.gsff.org. You can get tickets for a screening. You can get the Parkway Pass that'll get you in all the events, the Filmmakers Night, all the screening panels, or you can just get day passes. Lots of options on there. So definitely check that out. Gabriella, thank you again. Congratulations, and I'll see you at the festival.
Thank you very much.
Bye.